To the first round of the game. Choke Gaming managing to get the CT side, and honestly, when you're running with a sub, having that side advantage is certainly going to be what you're playing out for here. And immediately we see everyone spreading out across the map. Is Team Infused going to be looking to push in onto these bomb sites, but it's going to be Neil M finding two, but can't quite finish either off. 10 and 7 are the HP bars for those two men. Unfortunate start already for Choke, but Powell manages to finish one off, as does Neil. And now Aaron takes one back, but it's Choke with 4 men remaining. Ibby now going to be the target of his Zed, but he's not going to be able to find it as Imi goes down. Neil M grabbing another for himself. And he's proven to be worth it for this team so far, as he's got 2 on the board, and Choke are going to take round 1.
Neil Gamer M going huge there with 2 frags. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, but that's the first round down. The hard part is done now, and Joe, they should get the next 2 essentially for free, but we've seen Infused in the past. You know, I've seen them prove very aggressive on their eco, so maybe they might pull something out of their sleeve here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the Tech-9 buy has come out. We've seen Tech-9s. There was a wiser man than me once said that Tech-9s are the 3rd best rifle in the game. Shout out to Knight for that one, but we'll see how they're going to turn out. Neil M already been tagged by that one, down to 21 HP. And we'll see if they're going to be able to finish off these men. They do have some armor, so the SMG is going to be less effective, but it's going to be Aaron opening the round up with a pick onto Neil, but Mighty Max trades it back as Peggy goes down. Mighty Max going to follow, and it's Zed takes that one for his team. And now a nice frag grenade actually going to take out Red Snake, turns it into a 2 versus 2. The gun advantage certainly in favour of Choke, but can they connect the shots? The FAMAS is going to be enough to tag that man down, and the MP7 finishes him off. It's going to be JMC taking that one, and with just Zed left, he's got a Tech-9. Can he take them out? He finds one. Imi now with that FAMAS. He's going for the defuse. Can he get it in time? No, decides to cancel it, and it's a disastrous choice because he's going to go down to Zed there.
And this is the thing, this is what I was saying about Infused. They love their very aggressive, fast ecos, and it benefits their style because all of these players are about that quick, snappy judgment decision frags. They want to go in there, get the impact, and then roll from it.
See if I mean, a lot about Counter-Strike is to do with momentum, both in sort of mentality and in the way the economy works in the game. It is all about being able to play off the back of something that's previously happened, and Infused going to be more than happy with that one. Pretty disastrous really for Choke. When you win that first pistol round, you expect to be able to get a couple of free rounds off the back of it. But unfortunately for them, they're going to be the ones ecoing now in round 3 here.
You see Windansky's logo that he's happily drawn himself there. It's similar to the Infused logo, but it's got a little heart.
It's just
beautiful. It's pretty cute, yeah.
Clearly, not just this guy is multi-talented, not just a Counter-Strike player, also an artist.
It's very, you know, it reminds me of how he actually looks. He's a very cute guy himself, so.
Does he look like that?
He does actually, yeah. That's his headset. Oh, Neil!
Nice.
That's, yeah, Zed ain't going to be wearing a headset anymore. His head's gone.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Is Imi taken down to just 3 now? Looks like B is going to be the site here. Is Max taking Critical down to just 20 HP? They're looking for more. 2 members on 3 HP here for Choke. They're sponging this one through as Neil goes on down. Aaron going to be the next to fall as Peggy's marking the corner with his pistol. And it's going to be 3 versus 4, but Imi is but a gentle breeze away from the grave. And again, another trade across here as 2 terrorists remaining. An AK and an MP7 are going to be the weapons of choice. Can they do anything with them, though? The pistol going to come out, and they can't quite connect the shots onto Windansky, but Mighty Max is finally going to take it. Grabs an AK-47 for himself as the bomb goes down over on the A site.
Critical. The last man standing, and now Critical once said it himself. Counter-Strike is all about confidence. But does he have the patience in this situation? Can he pull it out of the bag? No, he can't. Max, he's nailed his head to a wall.
That's your question answered.
Yeah.
Just gets completely destroyed there by Max, and that is going to be 2 kills in the bag for Max that round. He's going to be more than happy with that one. And Choke managing to I mean, maybe it's something about this map, but ecos seem to be going incredibly well for these teams so far.
Yeah, they're a very aggressive team. Both of these sides, they do favour that more in-your-face style. And once again, Infused, they are loving the B-bomb site right now.
They certainly are. Everybody barreling over towards that side of the map. They're going to be slowing down as they move on through. They've been spotted out there.
Yeah, that was a nice jump face by Peggy. Really good stuff.
Be able to see that this push is coming out and they're sneaking on through as Neil tries to get them from behind but can't quite finish anyone off. Two members so low as Neil is getting chased away through the stairs when Dansky finally finishes that man. And now with a man advantage maybe they can make something happen, but their health bars are not looking all too healthy right now. Team Infused could struggle with this one if we get any nice spray downs coming from the side of Choke. See Red Snake looking to find his way onto this site. Going to be full flash though as Aaron goes down on the B site now. 3 versus 4 as the Infused members are dropping like fries right now. Red Snake going to get taken out by JMC, who turns it into a double for himself. In fact, a triple. They're going to take the round, and Choke now 3-1 on the board. They're going to force an eco out of Team Infused. In fact, an AK comes out from Windansky, so...
That's right. That was a very chippy round. All the fries falling out of the sky. Like a deep fat fryer.
Yeah. It certainly was. It felt like it was McDonald's up in here. The amount of potatoes thrown around. But it's going to be Imi watching down long, looking for this pick. He's actually just going to be waiting around that corner. Let's see if he's going to be able to find anyone. Actually just retreats back onto that bomb site. For the first time this game, we're going to see Infused favouring this A site as the first place to push. Checking every corner as they go. Red Snake, he's been spotted out there. A couple of bullets did fly his way, but nothing quite going to hit the mark. As Imi taken down to half HP.
Oh, that nade. That could be devastating, but it luckily missed. And the A site is the place to be this time around. They've got the aggression up on long, lot of map control. Mid has been completely secured, but it all depends if they can do it when it comes to the crunch. And Pau is the man of the moment, shuts down Windansky, doubles it up, ripping Critical apart. Aaron, though, chimes in with a huge frag onto Imi and begins to take the advantage. Yeah, 2 versus 3 here. The T's obviously having this advantage, but if you take a look at the Arsenals, only 1 rifle in the hands of Infused. What can Red Snake do with it? That's the question. The M4 and the AK coming out from Mighty Max and Neil M. As that's going to be Neil M taking one with the high explosive grenade. And actually, it's going to be Red Snake looking for the shots, but he can't quite finish off Mighty Max. 4 HP on that man as he goes for the defuse. He's not going to find it though. And Infused managed to take out the remaining CTs, pushing it in to a 3-2 scoreline. Yeah, a bit of a kerfuffle over on the A site when it came down to clutch time, and that is really unfortunate for Choke Gaming. Beautiful stuff from Team Infused, though. Everyone playing fairly well. Critical struggling to get warm right now, though, but I'm sure he'll come in with some big stuff later on down the line.
Yeah, certainly should, and we're going to see a force buy coming out here for the Choke lineup. They can't really afford to let Team Infused get this momentum, and it's going to be Powell denying that push along there. Red Snake going to be the man going down to that AWP. Now what can Choke do with this advantage? They should be able to turn this into something for themselves, but the FAMASs and the CZ obviously going to be less effective than those AK-47s in the hands of the Infused lineup. We'll see if they're going to be able to connect those headshots, if they're going to be able to take down the opposing terrorists here.
Yeah, I mean, they are just biding their time right now, looking for the entry frag to see what they can go from. But ooh, over at mid, this could be devastating. Imi is in a prime time position to go big, hiding around by toilets, goes for the flank and gets the frag onto Windansky, but is luckily quickly dispatched by Aaron. Good stuff there. Neil chimes in with a huge one as well, using that CZ75 auto to shut down Zed.
He certainly does, and now that makes it a 2 versus 4. Infused looking like it's a tall order for them as Mighty Max takes out the last 2 remaining members. That's going to be another double kill for him, and another round in the pockets of Choke Gaming, and they're going to be able to turn this into some rifles. They're going to be able to turn this into potentially another round as a bit of a force buy comes out from Team Infused. Two Tech 9s, P250 and two AK-47s. At least they do have some armor on. They've got those grenades in their pockets. So we'll see what they're going to be able to make happen with this. We've already seen it doesn't seem to matter whether it's a full buy or an eco, but Peggy managing to find the first frag already onto Aaron.
Yeah, huge stuff coming out, and Peggy wants to get the second onto Zed there. The Molotov goes out, forces him out of position, but he is not giving up just yet. Gets him very low, but it doesn't matter. He rips Critical's heads off instead. Max chimes in with a big one onto Windansky, and Red Snake stops Neil. This is a massacre on the B, right, Joe?
It certainly is. Peggy going crazy that round. 4 kills for that man. Despite standing in a Molotov for one of them, he did not care at all. Just taking down the entire lineup of Team Infused, who are now going to be forced into a full eco. Can't even go for those Tech 9s here. Can't even go for that armor. Just a couple of P250s on the board for them. And honestly, if last round is anything to go on, they shouldn't really be able to do too much, as that's going to be Powell opening it up with an AWP shot onto Critical. And it's already a man advantage for Choke here as they push on forwards. Powell misses the shot though onto Red Snake, who's going to push forward. He's picked up the AWP. Can he connect the shot onto that CT? Imi is going to be looking to try and do something. Flashes out and he gets himself to safety there.
Huge stuff. That is beautiful. 40s though, they're looking fairly low, not as healthy, but it doesn't matter because Windansky, he's still laying down the law, ripped Imi apart. And Neil is really that last line of defense, and he's doing a fairly good job. Kills Zed. Can he keep this ball rolling though?
Indeed, it's going to be Windansky taken down to just 16 between the two terrorists remaining. 19 HP on the board as Mighty Max looks for the pick, finally manages to find it. But the bomb is down. Is there going to be anything Red Snake can do to defend this one, though? I don't think there is, as the bomb is going to be defused here. They even find the pick. Actually, no, Peggy misses his shots. Ooh. Red Snake managing to sneak away, slither, if you will.
He did pretty.
With that AWP.
Yeah, it was like a little sneaky snake. Did some good parkour to get away there. A little bit of jumping around.
Flipping about all over the shop. And he's going to be able to give that AWP over to Critical, and Infused certainly going to be happy with that extra little bit of cash from that one. They're certainly going to need it as they're desperately trying here to get their third round on the scoreboard, and Critical is looking to make that a reality as he takes one onto Powell. Now Neil M shooting off at Imi, who happens to be on his own team, but Critical finds a second one now. Neil M in all sorts of trouble as Aaron's found him, and this looks to be the third round for Infused. Just 2 CTs remaining. Yeah,
this is huge. I mean, this is really critical. He got that AWP back in his hands and could do some damage with it. He is a really competent AWPer, and I love to see him using the weapon. So, good stuff there. And Infused blowing Choked a bit here. It's all on Peggy. He's miles away. He's got a lot of a sprint to get there. And, I mean, the bomb timer, it's ticking away. They're in after plants. There's not much he can do. He's going to have to just save the AK.
Yeah, honestly, he'd have to be a brave, brave man to go for that 1v5 with how little time he's got to pull it off. And he is just going to hold on to that weapon. He's looking for... It's your boy Zed. But it's not his boy today, as he's going to walk away. Neither of them should find their targets here. Going to be able to hold on to that AK-47 for the next round.
Peggy has heard Critical though. He could have gone for the face, but didn't want to risk it. So, good stuff.
No, I think as well when you're guaranteed to lose that round, it's kind of worth just holding on to that one. You can see on your screens now the odds for our last game of the day. Now this is our sort of most one-sided odds that we have today. Sort of 70-30 is the look on the board. You can find that over at esports.betway.com if you want to put your money down, but it's sort of 70-30 in favour of CSGO Casino are the odds for today. And you can go and visit that if you like, but here on the map, Zed is not going to be visiting anything anymore as he's taken down.
Yeah, he is down and out. Unfortunate stuff for him, but his teammates, they'll want to avenge his death. So let's see if they're going to be able to. Red Snake going for a little jump face there, but he couldn't quite pull it off. Neil's going to be going in for the rotate. They do believe they will be executing onto that A site. A lot of aggression over at long. Imi, he's in an okay position to actually deal with it if they do go for the push through toilets. And it looks like he's actually going to get aggressive himself.
There's Neil M. Looked like he was going to go for another friendly fire there, but it looks like A-site is going to be the choice as they push in very aggressively. Windansky opens this one up with a headshot onto Powell, but Imi follows up onto Critical, finds a second for himself onto Red Snake, and now this is looking incredibly difficult for Infuse, but Windansky finds another, can't make it a third though. And actually Aaron in a 2v1, can he turn this into anything? Finds Imi, can he connect the shots? Yes he can. One man remaining, just a headshot will do it, but the frag grenade isn't quite enough. Aaron, can he connect the shots in? No he can't. Mighty Max takes the round for Choke Gaming.
Yeah, really, really intense stuff there. Once again comes down to the wire. This is crazy. And
oh
Max,
no, he doesn't have time.
He couldn't get it. He couldn't get it.
Disaster for Choke Gaming there. Infuse going to get their 4th round on the board, and that's going to mean they can go for a full buy-up here. And take a look at the economy of Choke Gaming. They're not going to be too happy with that one. Forced into a pistol round, and this could well be a 5th round on the board for Infused as well.
Yeah, Infused. They're doing good now, though. They've got their form back, returning to old school status. Let's see if they can keep it up. The flash is going out. Aggressive play over at mid. Zed, he's waiting behind, playing the lurker role in case anyone tries to rotate off of that B site, and Imi gets popped. His head's gone flying away.
He certainly has. Windansky has been pulling it out these last couple of rounds. Aaron going to follow in suit, taking a headshot onto Powell. And this is not looking fantastic for Choke this round. Aaron going to be looking for another onto Neil M. Finds it comfortably with the AK-47. And this should be the plan onto A for Choke Gaming. Oh, for Infuse, sorry. They're going to be able to get a 5th round on the board by the looks of things. Oh, Peggy boosted. Oh, but he can't quite find the shots through the window there. And both of them going to be punished for that, taken down to just over half HP there. As they push on through to the stairs, decides he doesn't want that. Close the door again.
Yeah, Zed's just waiting to get the frag, gets the first one, knows Max is still there, and calls in for the backup. Aaron comes round as well.
Yeah, they should be able to stay this one. Mighty Max going to go down there. Not a whole lot he was going to be able to do in that situation. With his Justice P250, we are going to see a short pause coming in for these guys. Someone having a couple of FPS issues. I mean, if we take a look at the economy here, Infused are very comfortable now. They can afford to lose this round and just go for a full rebuy yet again. Choke Gaming, they can afford to go for a buy here. It's not quite going to be as comfortable as they like. We'll see if they do decide to go. I mean, if they go for an AWP, it'll pretty much be glass cannon here.
Yeah, Choke. It's interesting. I mean, how he actually had to go for the FAMAS himself. It's interesting what's actually been going wrong, because we haven't really seen any dominant rounds from either side. It's always been very close down to the wire sides that have come to these very, very tight 1v1s. I mean, we saw it when Max won the 1-on-3, and then purely on a time basis, he didn't have a kit. Couldn't save the round, so it's been a close game so far, and things like this, where they don't all have full rifles, could be the game changer, and Neil, he doesn't want to allow that to happen. Trades out his M4 to the AK, Peggy backing him up. They do get the trade onto Windansky. Good play from the CTs there. Yeah,
nice play to be able to pull themselves that man advantage out. And now, can the AWP in the hands of Critical be enough? I don't think it will, as Peggy finds another. And Critical, the last man standing. He has the bomb, but honestly, if I were Critical right now, I'd just be trying to go for the save, but he's not going for that. He might actually just plant this one and run for his life, but he's going to stick around. He's looking to go for the 1 versus 3. Has the AWP. Can't quite connect the first shot, though. They now know where he is. The bullets are going to come spraying in as he misses again, and Mighty Max going to take him down. That's going to be the defuse coming through. Even without a kit, he's going to have time for this one. That's going to be 7-5 in favour of Choke.
Yeah, that is a shame. I mean, Critical's one of those people in those positions you want. You know, he is one of those players that can go really big in tight situations like that, and it's unfortunate he missed that first shot. If he could have got himself the extra hype from landing the first shot, then he could have run away with that round, but unfortunate, he went for the risk. good confidence.
Yeah, it certainly did, and obviously, unfortunately, wasn't quite able to pull it out of the bag there. I mean, props to him. It was a it was a ballsy play, going for that 1 versus 3, but didn't quite pay off. And now, I mean, they could afford to go for something risky. As I said in the last round, they could afford a rebuy, so it's not the end of the world for them. But it's certainly not ideal. Just 3 rounds left, including this one, until half-time. So these guys, I mean, if they can win these next 2 rounds, the last round will pretty much be for free, as there's just not going to be any money left on the enemy team. Both these guys pretty much equal at the moment, economically at least.
Yeah, most definitely. And now, very slow stuff from the Ts once again. They're not going for anything wacky, anything crazy. They just want to size up what the CTs are doing. If anything's changed, scout it out a bit, wait for the CTs to make the first mistake.
Yeah, we see. There's an AWP looking down through that pipe at B. But smoke grenade is just going to deny that, as Critical tagged a little bit by that high explosive grenade. Not a lot, though. And now, oh, the full flash onto Red Snake. Mighty Max takes 2 for himself, turns it into 3 as Critical peeks around the corner but can't connect the shot. He's going to have to back away from this one. And a beautiful defense from Choke here. Imi finds one for himself. And Critical now on 18 HP. He's going to be going down. Imi finds another. And it's going to be a beautiful defense from Choke Gaming.
Huge stuff. And I mean, that was just vintage Mighty Max right there. Just that's the sort of stuff we like to see him whipping out. He's a really, really competent player in situations like that. He's got some of the best aim I've seen in Choke Gaming. He can pull it out of the bag when he needs to, and big stuff for him there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, truly a highlight player. We've already seen him get 2 triples in that kind of 1 versus 3 situation. And speaking of highlights, Powell just straight up takes Aaron off the map there. He's going to be taken out by Critical, though, and actually the AWP on the floor there. They're not going to opt to go and pick that one up, though. They want to just stick around with those AK-47s for now. Rifles on rifles as we head into this 4 versus 4. And the T's very much spread out across the map at this point.
Yeah, they're spread thin like Nutella. Other brands of chocolate are available, but Zed, there's a frag coming out from him onto Neil M. Red Snake did get dropped off, though. But they managed to turn it into the 3v3, and this is fairly, you know, this is a slight advantage for that the T side even. If they group up here, they could be able to work together. Only Imi on the A site, but it is a very fast rotate on overpass, so it won't hurt too much. And Imi, it doesn't matter. He's got the frag onto Windansky. Beautiful hold, and the B site is actually where everything's going to go down.
Yeah, Imi with a nice little clean headshot there as Peggy finds one onto that man Critical. The last one remaining, but he's stood in a fire right now. Has to back away as he's on 10 HP. A nice grenade up towards Imi, but it's not going to be enough as he goes down. And Choke Gaming managed to put a 9th on the board for themselves. It's going to be a force buy coming out here for the side of Infused, and rightly so, as we're on the last round of this half. The Tech-9 in the hands of Red Snake and a Galil in the hands of Zed. And no armor whatsoever for Critical. So, honestly, pretty much a poor man's buy coming out from Infused, and Powell already going to grab one for himself. Throws out that grenade to take the health bars down. Imi already on 12 HP. Can they finish anyone off? Yes, they can. But everyone's been burnt to a crisp there. Red Snake just on 18 life left. And Imi, with the grenade, can't quite finish off that man. 4 versus 4 now. Both with a low health member. But this AWP in the hands of Zed could be the difference here for Infused.
Yeah, they couldn't really do the difference. I mean, this game has been close already. We've seen just really interesting rounds from both sides. And it's when we get into situations like this, Imi 12 HP, Red Snake 16 HP. Both of these players are still very competent, but Imi, it's not going to matter. He might be low, but he's flanked from behind, got the frag onto Red Snake, and that is big stuff. 3 Ts left now. Choke have a huge advantage in this round to lock it down.
They definitely do. All they need to do is find where they are, and Imi gets another one sneaking around these toilets. He's finding everything he needs. It's going to go down to Aaron, but Aaron actually looking for more. Can he find the LM, though? That's the question. He's going to be able to get the spray down, gets the headshot in the end with that AK. And now 2 versus 2. The health bars are low for Infused. Are Mighty Max and Peggy going to have what it takes? Is Zed sneaking around the corner with the AWP, misses the shot though. Now Aaron, it's all or nothing right now for him. And the bomb isn't down, he has to get the frags, but he's not going to be able to find them. Mighty Max knows exactly where he is and takes the round. 10-5 is the score as we second into the, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, as we head into the second half of the game. And I mean, we did say before we started, CT-sided map.
Yeah.
We should expect a good score coming out for Choke there. But the question is, how good of a score should we have expected? Is this going to be too hard for Infuse to come back, or?
It's interesting. And I mean, if we think about on the line of, if you were to replace Neil M, of course, with SEO, the normal player, so both these teams have had their full lineups, you do wonder if they would have had a better score on that CT side, and if the few mistakes they did make was because of this. But let's just move onwards and upwards and see if they're going to be able to clutch us out on this first pistol round, of course.
Yeah, pistol rounds being oh so important. You can obviously regularly grab a couple of extra rounds. Mighty Max gonna be taking that man down. Only 5 HP remaining on him though, so he's not gonna be feeling too healthy. Might be looking to get a prescription.
Windansky. Juicy shot there.
What a pick from him, but now we're going to see the Infuse lineup pushing on through, but they're not going to be allowed in as Peggy just denies everyone. He's finally going to go down to Windansky, who grabs himself a second, but it's a 2v1. Is it going to be too much for him? The flashbang comes through, but he's going to be surviving on just 14 HP. They just have to play time right now, and in fact, they're going to be able to take down the last CT, and it's going to be Choke grabbing themselves that pistol round, and honestly, that's a scary prospect for Team Infused, but first half of the game,
yeah,
pistol round didn't seem to matter, so.
And I mean, we've seen this before tonight, where we've seen teams getting that pistol round, especially we've seen it in this game, where Infused somehow just go big on the eco. If maybe they can do it again, and like I said, Infused, they love these aggressive plays on the eco, setting two very far down long, one with the scout. If he can get a pick, if Zed can get the pick here onto Neil M, it could all stand for... Neil snipes him with a Mac 10. What's going on there? He's got the wrong gun.
That was I was going to say that's beautiful. I feel like I was at least a little bit lucky as he finds a second one for himself. Neil M, clearly the Mac 10 is his weapon of choice here. Been doing a lot of practice with the bonus weapons in Team Deathmatch, it would seem. As that's going to be another couple of kills for Team Infused. 3 versus 2 now as Powell goes down. Windansky looking for more, but he can't connect the shots. Aaron now, 20 HP remaining. Can he find anyone else? It's going to be a tall order, that's for sure. The bomb still not down though, 50 seconds on the clock. Are they going to be able to push in here? Windansky found himself too during this round. Neil M, I feel like MVP of this round so far. 3 kills with the Mac 10.
Well, I mean, I guess you know what the M stands for in his name now, right?
Yeah.
Neil Mac 10.
Must be, must be. He's clearly very proficient. Speaking of proficiency, Peggy just snaps his aim over and takes out Aaron with ease. And that is going to be another round in the hands of Choke Gaming. And maybe this might just be too steep of a mountain for Infused to climb back from here. They are 7 rounds down. Choke Gaming 4 rounds away from victory here.
They've gone for a stack over in toilets, and now this could either go 2 ways. Very, very right, or Infused with a round loss. And they're trying it out. Windansky's been dropped to 16 HP. Critical gets a lot of damage over on long as well, and they've had to give up. They've left control of mid here.
Sounds a lot like a night out at the end of the night, stacking up in the toilets. But it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. The CT is all incredibly low, though. This could be Choke's round to win here. That's another one taking down everybody, just a couple of bullets away from their demise, and it's going to be Powell finding one with their headshot onto Critical. Can he find any more, though? Windansky there on just 3 HP. Any kind of stray bullet will finish him, and it's going to be Powell's gun that's going to spray that last bullet. There's another one for him. Can he find the 4th? No, Mighty Max is going to steal that away from him. And it's going to be Choke getting yet another round on the board. And finally, at least some kind of a buy is coming out from Infused here.
Yeah, but I mean, look at it. Where they went for a bit of a big spend throughout the ecos, they've not got a lot of grenades. 1 HE, couple of flashes spread across them. They do have smokes though, apart from Windansky and Red Snake, but 3 smokes, they're not going to be able to hold everything like we would usually see. So this could be a shaky round for the C2s.
Yeah, it certainly could, but I mean, when you're this far behind, you can't really afford to just save up for those full buys anymore. Right now, they pretty much can't afford any more rounds. They're so far behind at this point that it is all just trying to climb back into the game, and Aaron gonna find his way into this round as Peggy goes down. A nice flash came out from him to blind his foe. Now Mighty Max could be the next one to drop. That's another one as Aaron finds 2 for himself. He is going to finally go down, but it's a 3 versus 2 in favor of the CTs. Aaron finding 3 that round, going huge for his team as Zed just spotted Neil M. Can he get a headshot? No, but he does manage to find the kill anyway. And now Powell, last man remaining. Can he find anyone? Yes, he can. Snake going to be the first one to drop here. 2 versus 1. The bomb isn't down though, 25 seconds on the clock. If they can just play time, but it's going to be Windansky finding him, but he doesn't connect the shots. Powell takes him out. Oh, in the last second though, Zed is going to arrive on the scene, takes him out with the long-range M4 shot. And that's going to be Team Infused back on the board.
Yeah, good stuff for Infused there, but look, they lost so many players, and we even touched on it. We said about how low the economy was. They've had to get 2 Famouses on the side. Yeah, and once again, the nades, where are they?
Yeah, not going to be any nades in their pockets. As you can see on your screens, the next game coming up is going to be CSGO Casino up against Fish 1, 2, 3. Good odds in favor of CSGO Casino. You can go and place your bets over at betway.com. But here in this round, Mighty Max already opening it up for his team. As Zed goes down, Mighty Max finds another one though, but it's traded back across 2 in the hands of Windansky, and now Critical going to go down to Imi, the Tech-9, doing wonders for that man. Now a nice molly over towards the CTs. It's not going to be able to tag them too low though. Zarin getting into a good defensive position, but he smells a rat. He knows that they're going to go for the rotation and immediately starts sprinting over to A.
Yeah, Windansky's holding out though. Not a very long rotate to get to A site, so we can afford to wait a little bit longer. Finally commits to go and help out Aaron. And Aaron, he can get a couple of frags here, hold him back until Windansky's in position. This could be terrible for Choke Gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately can't quite hit his shots though, and Windansky apparently can as he picks up his 3rd of the round. He's looking for the ace right now. He's playing for pride. Is he going to be able to find anyone though? Looks like the re-rotate coming out from the Choke lineup as they head over towards this B site, but Windansky is already waiting for them, finds his 4th. Can he get the ace? Yes, he can. 5 men down. Windansky pulling the round out for Team Infused.
Yeah, there's the clean man.
The clean man ace.
Yeah, nice.
Clearly had a shower before this round.
Good stuff from the side there, and once again, the cash is still looking a little bit finicky over on Infused, but they've got money to work with now. Critical back again with the AWP in hand, and this is where Infused could finally start doing their damage.
It certainly is, and I mean they need to do the damage right now. Red Snake taken down to half of his HP. Does tag Imi down though to 28 as he peeks again. These Tech-9s not quite doing enough damage to finish off those men. And now Red Snake going to be waiting around the corner. There's an entire Choke lineup about to push on through though, as he turns around, blocks the flash for himself, picks up 2, picks up 3 for himself. In fact, it's Zed that grabbed 1 there. And a nice bit of a team kill going out from Windansky as Peggy, the last man, going to go down there.
Red nice Snake, more like Dead Snake there.
Yeah, it certainly was. Nice anti-eco there though. Just going to be able to slaughter the lineup of Team Infused. Pretty much walking into a meat grinder there as everybody's rifles pointing on towards that choke point. We'll see if Team Infused can keep this up. We do have a full rifle buy coming out though from Choke Gaming. They're going to be looking to deny this sort of comeback spree that we've seen coming through for Infused so far. But if those last few rounds are anything to go on, Infused definitely can pull themselves back into this game.
Yeah, Infused. And he needs to keep it up though, and I mean, this is what I was saying, Critical. I want to see him getting aggressive. I want to see him getting in the face as a choke game and then laying down some real damage with that bad boy weapon.
Yeah, Critical. A lot resting on his shoulders right now with that AWP. It is a huge investment to go for, but it's going to be Neil M. Sneaking on through these toilets. Aaron finally finds him, but Neil M manages to take the kill. 28 health remaining on him as they push in towards this A site now. A nice molly to try and slow down this push, but they are going to be pushing on through, and the rest of the CT should be charging on through. Neil M waiting for the rotate, and he's going to find it, and now 2 men remaining for Team Infused. Joke might have just found themselves their 14th round as they're in a 5 versus 2. Windansky, we've seen him pull miracles already. This game is Critical, finds one. Mad Max is going to go down. Mighty Max even. He's not in the movies, but that is going to be Neil M finding himself his 3rd of the round. Powell gets the last, and that's going to be round 14 for Choke.
My name is Max, and my world is Counter-Strike.
Well, his name certainly is Max. But, and well, to be fair to him, 21 and 9. Counter-Strike might just be his world to play in, because
he is pretty mad, isn't he?
He's mad. Mad is definitely the word I'd use for this guy right now, because he is destroying the lineup of Team Infused. No mercy whatsoever. We'll see what Infused have got to say about that. 3 Famouses in their lineup. Well, that is going to be Imi finding the first one of the round already with the AK headshot.
Yeah, he should be heading up next to help out his teammates in around the mid area, and they can head to the A site from there. Critical's going to be defending it with a Famous, but if they can get the pick onto him, the A site would be essentially free, but it looks like they want to go to B.
See where they do choose to go to. Obviously, you can rotate very quickly on this map, going through those middle stairs. But we'll see which one is going to be the call. We'll see if Infused can make this force buy work. Mighty Max just waiting around that corner, waiting for someone to show. Critical down to 22, but they can't quite finish him off. And now they're going to start to push on through. That's going to be one for Critical, but he steps back into the fire and is traded straight back across. The bomb is going to be going down for Choke Gaming here. They've managed to place it onto the floor, but it's a 3 versus 4. Imi so low, it might as well be a 3 versus 3 right now, as Powell going to back away towards the rest of his team. Red Snake with the pop flash. Imi going to be hiding away from that one as Neil M tagged out, but Imi peeks back around and finds one for himself. 7 HP left on Red Snake as he goes down. It's match point now for Choke Gaming and Infused. It's 7 rounds in a row or it's nothing right now.
Yeah, this is dreadful as well. I mean, they're on the eco. It's going to be so hard for them. Infused, they need a miracle right now. If Choke Gaming keep up the pain we've been seeing into this round, just God help Infused right here. Yeah,
and I mean, the hardest thing as well for them, even if they do pull out something crazy and manage to win this round. Oh, bit of lag there. Even if they do pull something crazy out, Choke are going to be able to just rebuy anyway. They have to do it twice in a row.
And they've still got so far to go. It's not just a matter of winning this one round to stay in the game. It's they have to take it to overtime.
Yeah. He's certainly right there. And I mean, right now, for Choke Gaming, these next sort of 5 rounds, it's just no strings attached. They can afford to lose rounds right now. They can drop 2, 3, 4 rounds quite comfortably and be able to just go for those ecos, pick up those rifles again, and they just need 1 round out of the next 7 to pull themselves through.
Critical. Going for the jump face there. Imi very nearly would have spotted him. 2 on B, and if they do actually go for this A play, they've got Peggy playing the lurk role over on B. He could sneak in through the shadow of doubt that's been planted in their head of them going to A and get 2 easy frags onto Zed and Red Snake here.
Yeah.
A bit of
Red
parkour.
Snake and Zed just bouncing into each other there. A little bit of a mid-air hug coming out from those players. Showing a bit of love, even in defeat.
The rotate going out, and they've taken short. The T's They're going B, but the distraction play on A has worked so very well. Imi's doing his job spectacularly, but it's B site. This is where it's going to be going down. Neelem and Powell, they drop Zed. They've got enough time to get the bomb down.
Yeah, you saw the moment of realization come out from Infused there. And that is, I mean, the players are already leaving. Critical on his own here.
It's been called. GG's have been said. It's on Critical.
Yeah.
Not enough confidence there, gets taken down.
He's going to be going down there for the last kill of the round, of the game, in fact, as the terrorists are going to take it. 15-8 is, or 16-8, since you have to win on 16.
You need 16 rounds.
Yeah, you do indeed, but it is going to be double the score coming out, and honestly,